Hello everybody and welcome to the next game of the DelotA Dota 2 Amateur Tournament. I'm Just Delicious and with me as always is the wonderful Vague Raconteur. And today we have MAC versus Jambo in the first final of the losers bracket. They will be playing against Imber Battle.net in the final of the grand final of the losers bracket at 7 PM tonight. And I'll hand it over to Vague, who will probably be running over the bands.
Yeah, absolutely. Hello, everyone, and welcome again to this semi-final of the
Well,
losers bracket, or final number one. And of course, we're already seeing some pretty big banners. We've seen Magnus. Normally, actually, for the last games, we've seen him go straight through. So it's been quite interesting. We've seen people not really afraid of him anymore. But MAC obviously feeling that, especially maybe if they watched the last game where Extreme Rage used him to completely destroy Imber's front line, decided no, we're getting rid of him. And Jambo getting rid of the massively feared recently Phantom Lance. That's such a strong carry. Nicely countered actually by Gyrocopter, although not as hard as some might wish, but still an incredibly strong carry and a good first ban, although not one of the full preferred bans beginning on the meta.
Yeah, but Jambo would rather get rid of him. That makes a lot of sense. I don't want to give him away first pick to MAC if they actually do decide to go for him, and for some reason my stream just popped up. I'm not entirely sure why. Everything seems to be okay. That was just XSplit being a bit weird. But yeah, we see the Magnus and the PL, the first bans. That's kind of what you would expect. The PL may be a little bit out there, but Jambo obviously just don't like him at all. Nyx Assassin banned out by MAC. But we've got to talk about the meta that we're seeing in our tournaments, because the meta in our tournaments seems to be just a little bit different from what you see like on the grand scale of things. I mean, the teams haven't quite adapted yet to the Enchantress pickups. They haven't quite adapted yet to not banning things like Magnus, and like Darkseer is sometimes ran mid. You just never see it in our games, and Keeper of the Light does get banned out.
Yeah, absolutely. We see kind of obviously the most adaptive and incredibly evolutionary front is always in China. They completely dominate the scene. Southeast Asia completely control everything that happens there, and East Asia, and Europe kind of follows on after that. And of course, we see worldwide teams, and Jambo and Muffin Cookies both being around Western Europe. So it's quite interesting to see exactly what they're doing. The Bat Rider goes through the pool, so MAC picking that up. Even there's no argument, Batrider is the strongest mid without a doubt. But of course, Jambo get Darkseer and Gyrocopter. Darkseer we're expecting to see on the offlane. We're certainly not seeing him going up against a Batrider, for goodness sake, and a Gyrocopter probably being the hard carry.
Yeah, I've just turned on my open mic because I forgot that it was off again. So sorry sorry for everybody watching through the client, but yeah, we see Batrider getting picked up by MAC, and Jambo do give him away. That's a bit of a weird one, because we've seen Batrider almost every game he's been in. He's had a massive effect, and he's absolutely dominated. So he is just such a strong hero. He's almost impossible to shut down in mid. What Jambo do to counter him in mid will be up to them, but I can expect maybe a Queen of Pain pickup. There's no reason why not. She's very good against Batrider. Having that blink to be able to actually get away from Firefly, which is pretty much the only thing he uses to get the kills. So I really do expect Jambo just to pick Queen of Pain next, just because Batrider will probably stomp anyone else they try to put in mid.
Yeah, absolutely. Batrider being such a nightmare for so many heroes, he almost is undefeatable. But if anyone has a chance, it's Queen of Pain. We have seen Puck do reasonably well against Batrider and actually be able to try and do it. Of course, with Phase Shift, he can kind of avoid some of the stacks. Not enough, but just avoid it. But Wisp, so we may be seeing a heck of a global strat coming on. Something that a lot of our teams have really feared, and it's something that came up in the defense hugely. Wisp and Tiny, and they have the potential to pick up a Tiny now. So JD, do you reckon they're going to go for it?
I don't know. They've got a lot of options. Yeah, they're just going to pick up Rubik. They're just going to wait with that Wisp pick. But the Wisp is a good enough hero on his own. They don't really need anyone that goes really, really well with him, and they'll just waste some of Jambo's bans and then pick up some heroes that they actually want. But I can expect MAC are probably going to be picking up a Life Stealer at some point to try and go with that Wisp as their main carry. Queen of Pain does get picked up by Jambo, but back to what we were talking about, how our teams don't really adapt much to the meta. got to take that back in this game because Wisp has has been picked up, and he's one that's come to the forefront of Dota over the last few months, and he is going to be a massive hero. And you see Chaos Knight already banned out by Jambo. There's one of the bans that you almost certainly expect them to do once the Wisp has been picked up.
Well, Whisper's such a nightmare at the moment because literally, if you have any kind of hero that can just come in and replicate himself in any sort of way, you can cause absolute havoc. Chaos Knight being somebody who can just use his ultimate and turn into 3, and it's already a nightmare. You don't know what's going on. He just starts to reality rift and he starts to use his Chaos Bolt, and you just think, oh god, what happened there? And everyone seems to die. They relocate back, and it's all too tanky. Obviously, tanky heroes work so well because they can survive the relocate. But now we're seeing from Milk and Cookies, Enigma, Disruptor bans, the kind of people that run support and do a really good job of being defensive, for instance, of course, defensive overall, and a kind of counter attack. Of course, Enigma we have seen go to the offlane, but of course he's not the best offlaner because he has a habit of feeding his Eidolons to the hard carry of whatever Trident he's against, or if it's just an offlane, then he tends to do a little bit better. But if we look at Jambo's bans, Lifestealer, another great ban with Wisp, Chaos Knight, and Lone Druid, so they actually want to get rid of a very dangerous offlane as well.
Yeah, well, MSC getting rid of supports that really hamper Wisp quite a lot. Like, well, Disruptor obviously hampers Wisp pretty incredibly with that glimpse, just sends them right back where they came from. The Enigma is one as well that he is a very good. He is a very good offlaner, but you've just got to be careful, as Vague was saying with the Eidolons. You just, as long as you keep them by Enigma or micro them well, then you shouldn't end up feeding them, especially if. But Gyrocopter then again, and Ricky Maru picked up by MAC, so we're going to see a Ricky.
What?
For the first time in this tournament, he is picked up. Almost certainly to counter the Queen of Pain, and that is exceptionally interesting. I've seen Na'Vi do this before. They have picked up Ricky to counter Queen of Pain, and it has worked. You get him that quick Diffusal Blade, you let him farm on lane, you run him as your hard carry, and it can work very well with that smoke. It's just so exceptionally annoying. Queen of Pain just cannot deal with it, and I can certainly be expecting that Ricky to be the hard carry, and that's a that's just such a nice pick.
That's absolutely something so fresh, something that you don't see that often. And the teams like that, the teams that get famous, that are famous particularly for running heroes that are so out of the meta, and it's so wonderful to see. But Wisp and Ricky could be a very interesting combination. A farmed Ricky can obviously cause havoc in a team. Now, just wanting to slow down the Ricky as much as possible, I suppose, so Queen of Pain can escape. They pick up an Undying, and he's so good against the entire team. Of course, Wisp and Ricky being able to relocate can still cause havoc anyway. But that Tombstone will slow down the Rubik to the point where he'll be easy to pick off. The Batrider will have a nightmare trying to Firefly. Well, actually, I'm not sure if Firefly is affected. When you're under Firefly, you're technically a flying unit. So are you affected by Tombstone? It seems likely, but maybe Tombstone will help slow him down. And of course, Ricky will be hugely slowed down, but he can blink, and that's going to be so useful. It might mean that there's not an Axe. Milk and Cookie's going for some really strange picks here, but really interesting ones. Heavily encountering.
MAC picking up Axe as that counter against the Undying, just because those zombies just get absolutely destroyed by him in a matter of seconds. And he will almost certainly be offlaning, you feel, in this game. They're going to be running the Wisp, Rubik and Ricky on the try and the Batrider mid. And that Undying is particularly good against Batrider because not only do the zombies cancel that blink dagger that he's going to be picking up almost certainly, but they also slow him quite a lot, so that can be very useful. And the Undying pick, quite nice, very good with Queen of Pain, of course, because you can get a tremendous amount of slow off of both of them. And he does do a lot of spam damage, not a lot at all to Axe, it must be said. So if Undying does come up against Axe, we'll have to see what the last pick is to see who's going to be running on the offlane. But at the moment, you have to fear it's going to be Darkseer. But yeah, this Axe and Ricky picks from MAC right at the end. Axe we sometimes see get picked up just as a counter to Phantom Lancer or to Undying, but Ricky is absolutely insane. And Venomancer picked up as the last support by Jambo. Venomancer is support that's definitely come back into the meta recently. His Gale is absolutely ridiculous, and you can see that Jambo's team, they have just such a ridiculous amount of slow. They have Coco, they have Harry, who's going to be running the Queen of Pain, they have Undying and Venomancer, and of course Darkseer with the Surge. They're just so maneuverable, but is that enough to be able to let them survive against a Wisp? It's going to be interesting. Wisp and Batrider is going to be one to watch in this game, I think.
Well, can we just say, my goodness, that is the best, just the best lineup ever. I mean, Axe is an incredible pick. Works so well against Darkseer because the Iron Shelled Creep just activates his counter helix, and his counter helix goes off, kills the Iron Shelled Creep, and Darkseer is stuck. And of course, Axe normally goes for a Tranquil Boots. Does definitely, if he's going for the jungle, it's such a great pickup on him that he'll easily be able to handle the Iron Shell. He's a very tanky hero as well, obviously. Then we have just the Venomancer pickup. They've got such a slow, heavy team. You've got cooldown from Gyrocopter being able to slow everyone. We've got they've got the real control on movement speed. Venomous Gale and the natural poison from Venomancer, Tombstone from Undying, and the Q. The name escapes me, but the Q from Queen of Pain. Not forgetting the Surge from Darkseer. So they're going to have absolute control over movement in team fights, which is going to be essential. But MAC, you have to say, they could take out any one of those 5 with Batrider and his ultimate, and you'd expect them to go for the Gyrocopter being quite a squishy carry. He can get a decent amount of survivability. Of course, he is likely to get a BKB, and then he can avoid the Firefly damage. But I think the ult from the lasso from Batrider actually goes through BKB, does it, JD?
Yeah, it goes straight through. So if he picks up that, it's going to maybe a little bit of a waste. He's still going to pick it up almost certainly just to stop the rest of the team, because the rest of the team is very spell heavy, minus Ricky, which is the interesting one. But I'm really excited to see whether this slow heavy team can really stop a Batrider, because Batrider relies on his maneuverability completely. If you can shut him down with a lot of slows, then he's going to have a very hard time getting into the game. And we can't look at the teams without saying that JAMBO, their early push is absolutely ridiculous. If they want to take a tower, they can take a tower very easily. They've got Darkseer, Undying, and Venomancer to push down the towers ridiculously fast. So I expect a lot of early aggression to come out of them and really shut down Ricky before he can hit his level 6, before he can build his Diffusal Blade, and before he can impact the game. But I'm going to very quickly run through the Radiant, and then we'll be handing over to Veg, who will be going over the Dire, and then having his input onto what he thinks the teams need to do to win this game. So Harry will be taking up the Queen of Pain, Coco on the Gyrocopter. We see Highlight will be taking the Darkseer, Grimson on that Undying, and YOLO Swag Moneyboy will be on the Venomancer.
Absolutely. For the Dire, though, 3 have undecided yet. We know which heroes exactly they have. So we have a Hostile on the Batrider, we have Baby Steps on the Rubik, we have Marco Nedic on the Wisp, and it's between Oh My God, It's Byro and Tommy Grawler for the names now, Ricky Maru and the Venomancer, but we fully expect Oh My God, It's Byro to be picking up the Ricky and Tommy Baller to be picking up the Venomancer, as Tommy Baller is normally the support while Byro normally takes a carry role.
I think you mean Axe instead of Venomancer, but yeah.
I do mean Axe.
Yeah, they picked up the Axe.
I do mean Axe, forgive me. We'd probably expect to see Tommy Baller on the Axe, and yeah. There we go. Forgive me.
That's right.
I make mistakes sometimes.
That's right.
But as I was going to say, do you not feel that if there's any kind of counter to that early push, a Wisp with level 6 is the perfect example for it. Wisp with Ricky, anybody goes in is going to be in huge trouble. Let's not forget how squishy Veno is. Caught in that, if he gets caught in that smoke from Ricky or Darkseer being unable to surge means that he's just going to drop just like that, and Ricky plus Wisp could be a very interesting combo, and one we could be seeing more often after this game in particular.
Well, I hope so, because Ricky is a hero that everybody admires very much for his skill of play, and how good you have to be able to use a Ricky Maru. And I'm very excited to see whether MAC run him as that hard carry, or whether they run him in a slightly more unorthodox role like Na'Vi did, and just have him pretty much shutting down Queen of Pain all game, because he is going to be the main target for Queen of Pain is going to be the main target for Ricky. There's absolutely no doubt about it. She can stop her. If he can stop Queen of Pain blinking, Harry's just going to die.
Well, absolutely, and as much as Ricky Morrow gets a lot of hate, he's a very good hero when played properly. His role is incredible in team fights as a skirmisher, and his main job is to get the smoke in the middle of the enemy team. If he gets that smoke, the enemy team are completely ruined. Not only they're slowed, they're silenced, and for as long as the smoke is up, and it's up for a pretty long time, more than enough for MAC to completely take an advantage. We don't see every single Ricky just buying a Mask of Madness and a Skull Basher and hoping they'll win. We often see, well, especially in these kind of level quality plays, we see some great play from him. And the goal is, again, quite simple: smoke screen in the middle of Jambo, and then just blink strike around, kill the supports off, or kill off the biggest threat. And you've got such a potential for such huge team fight from MAC with Ricky always on the sidelines, and he actually has the new set for him as well. So shame on Marco Nick showing love for that Ricky.
Well, Wisp is going to be pairing with Ricky an awful lot in this game. Of course, Overcharge, very, very good with Backstab, allowing Ricky to do an awful lot of damage. And it looks like they're all just going to be roaming into this jungle to see if they can try and pick someone off. And if we look over at Jambo, they're just going to probably spread out back onto their lanes. It looks like they are Queen of Pain, already content to go mid. And Coco and Yellow Swag Moneyboy are both going into the jungle. Whether they actually meet up with MAC, I'm not entirely sure, and whether MAC can even catch them if they do is another story. But they do have the Wisp Tether, so Axe is a particularly fast hero anyway. 290 move speed isn't particularly bad, and with the Tether, he's going to have more move speed than Coco and Yellow Swag Moneyboy if they want to go for the dive. And you can see them all hanging around in the jungle. They've actually spotted Crimson. It looks like they might be going for something. Round the back comes the Batrider. He has Sticky Napalm level 1. We have a Rubik. He has Telekinesis. But it looks like both teams are kind of vying for position. All five of MAC decide it's not worth risking it. They all back off after placing the wards. And Jambo get away with it very slightly. They managed to pop their wards up. They're looking to D-ward now, and yeah, all the lanes are just going to go as we were expecting. Batrider in mid. We're going to be seeing, oh my god, it's Byro, Baby Steps, and Marco will be going top. But Tommy Baller looks like he's going into the jungle. He's got only one healing salve. He's got his Ring of Protection, his Stout Shield, and it looks like they're just going to be leaving this tri-lane bottom to do whatever it wants pretty much, and Coco's going to have a very nice time farming down there.
Absolutely interesting to see. Oh my god, Spire actually traded with Marco Nedic very big for Ricky, so maybe Marco feels a little more confident on Ricky himself being a more particular hero than a lot of carries, but he should have a reasonably nice time. He's going up against a Darkseer, and of course Wisp, we'd expect Wisp to just come in and take out that one Iron Shelled creep, but he's not doing it yet. But Ricky isn't actually struggling that much. I mean, he's doing very well. He's got a lot of regen, and let's not forget how great Wisp is to help with that regen. So you should have a very nice time here, try the offlane.
Oh yeah, absolutely, and they could really shut this Darkseer down if the Rubik comes around the back and just keeps prodding him. I mean, Highlight's going to get absolutely nothing with Oh My God, it's Byro back, just hanging around, spamming those, and Wisp back up as well. Marco is really going to get all the farm he wants. That's exactly what they need for this Ricky. They need him to get farmed because he's a really, really weak hero if he doesn't get the farm that he needs. And him and Baby Steps are going to be looking just to keep him regened up. They have the Tether and a lot of regen on Baby Steps when you combine it with the amount that Marco has, and it looks like they're going to have a very, very nice time. All Highlight can do is spam the shell and hope. He's got 0 XP, and this is where we see the benefit of having a jungler, because Axe is already level 2. He's stacked one of the camps. It looks like he's waiting to try and go in, maybe for an maybe go in to try and get this double stack camp. I'm not entirely sure, but yeah.
Well, I can't believe we haven't mentioned something yet, but they're doing the tactic that we've seen once before that's been so successful. They're leaving bottom. They're completely abandoning MAC, completely abandoning bottom, just allowing Tommy Baller just going into the jungle, stacking up one of these camps to 3 stacks now, and just clearing up the easier camps while he builds up his counter helix. And as strange as this tactic seems, as much as it seems surely they're just giving away a lane, well, you have to think against with Highlight around being constantly harassed by Oh My God, it's Bio. It's this exact same situation. If we look at last hits and denies, Darkseer only on 2 last hits. So they're really not giving up that much. It's practically a free lane for Ricky Maru to just farm away. And in mid, sorry, no idea. Queen of Pain teams up with Yola Swag Moneyboy Venomancer to get the kill on Batrider, so that's going to be huge. Batrider not going to be able to actually catch up to the Queen of Pain possibly. She's got her bottle, and how on earth is the Batrider doing in order to catch up? Well, he's 10 gold away from his bottle now, so he should be able to keep up. When he gets that, it's going to be quite huge for him, but Harry now has the lead in mid.
Harry has a massive lead in mid now, actually, and Batrider sitting at 8-0. Harry sitting at 12-0, plus a bottle and an Invis rune. It looks like Harry wants to go top. Harry wants to catch them out. They don't have a ward up. I don't think they've seen it. They don't have a clue that Harry's coming. Or maybe they do. I'm not entirely sure how they would have seen it.
They have a sight ward right there. They have a sentry ward that Harry's just gone past. They have seen him. They put that one thread out in the mist to let him know. We know exactly where you are, mate. And he's just being sent right back. But did Harry see Axe in the jungle? If she did, then Tommy is in a lot of trouble. Yes, she did. Is she going to go for it? Is she? No. The Wisp is coming. Rubik is coming too, and it looks like she's just going to have to back.
Yeah, that's wasted an awful lot of time, and you can see Batrider has actually caught her up on level almost because of how long she was gone. And if she'd stayed in mid and maybe hung around, she would have easily been able to get to level 6 by now, and then maybe went off to get a kill. But this is the problem with leaving a lane completely alone and running the jungler. We have 2 roaming supports for Jambo, the Venomancer and the Undying, and we saw how easy it is for them to gank this Batrider in mid, so Batrider has to play ridiculously aggressive for the entire time, because if he gets caught out even slightly by a venomous gale, he's just dead. Harry actually dives him, doesn't have the ulti. Hostel's going to run around on top. Is Harry going to fall? No. Hostel backs off. He doesn't have the move speed. Harry just harasses as much as possible. Hostel's still going for it, maybe. No, he's actually decided to back off now after another sticky napalm. But Harry does have a regen rune, so she'll just be using that and going all the way back up to full HP.
Absolutely. Well, Hostel just trying to get as much as he can. Actually, they go back. Harry being so aggressive. Is she going to catch Hostel out? Surely not. No, the sticky napalm goes up and he uses his bottle, but he's out of regen now. And that dot's still going on him. It's not going to kill him, not by any stretch of the imagination, but full regen rune.
Harry's going for it. Harry's looking for the kill, she's blinking up, and Hostel's going to fall again, almost certainly. There's the scream. Another kill goes to Harry, taking a massive lead in this game. Axe just tries to pop a dot on, but that's going to do nothing seeing that she has a bottle. And she's going to easily be able to get away from this, but nice play by Harry, doing exactly what he needs to do, shutting down that Batrider. Already 2 deaths to the Batrider, and that's what we were talking about right at the beginning of this game, when they first picked Batrider, the Queen of Pain pick, so good against him. They picked Queen of Pain up, and she's dominating this mid now.
Yeah, absolutely. Meanwhile, Ricky going actually for, it looks like he's going for an early Wraith Band as well. No, sorry, an early Poor Man's Shield as well. He's already got his power treads, but all in the stash. He hasn't picked up a single one, considering he could have bought them on the side lane. Very, very strange indeed, but fair enough. Maybe he just didn't want to ever get that close. Of course, Iron Shell would have pushed him back, and it's doing just that now. Without Wisp, he is having a nightmare. He is losing all of his regen. Look at his last hits. He's doing well. 31, 32 now, but he's 10 behind the Gyrocopter, and they did give him a free lane. Now Wisp is on the off lane, just trying to do something, but what can a Wisp do against the Gyrocopter?
Well, Wisp is just going to have to try and sap XP as much as possible, but Gyrocopter level 7 already, getting an awful lot of farm, sitting on 43 and 6. They need to start ganking him as soon as possible. But the reason that Ricky probably didn't go to try to pick the stuff up from the secret shop is just his Queen of Pain. He really can't afford to go anywhere near Queen of Pain, because Queen of Pain will just kill him. And if Queen of Pain is missing, it's not worth going to a shop, especially when you don't have your invis. If she jumps out, you're just dead. So Hostel, we see, still taking a lot of harass, but Tommy Baller and Byro are here. They might even go for the kill. Telekinesis hits. Does Tommy Baller have his Q? He uses it, but nice blink by Harry. Very nice reactions.
Yeah, absolutely. Now we see baby steps coming into mid as well. Strangely, never using his ultimate, never actually having much mana. Of course, he doesn't have it yet. Sorry, only being level 4, a little bit far behind, and that's why she was off on the offlane. That's why Whisper's on the offlane, just trying to sap some XP. Hostel and Harry just going for it. Harry being so aggressive, but managing to avoid some of the sticky napalms. Relatively well done, but against this kind of sticky napalm, just constant bombardment. You have to think,
Oh, here they go.
can Harry actually do this? They're going again, but no, blink away.
Yeah, Harry can survive very easily against Batrider regardless of whether he has sticky napalm or not, just because she has the blink, and that's the good thing about running Queen of Pain mid against Batrider. That blink is so effective against him. Plus, of course, she bought her magic stick as soon as she had her bottle. So the next item after a bottle was, of course, magic stick, because it counters Batrider very nicely. So all of Jambo roaming around in the water. They want to get this haste rune. They're going to leave it for Harry, who's almost certainly going to pick it up. And it looks like all of the team back off except Baby Steps, who could get caught if Harry wants to dive the tower. Harry decides not to, pops a haste rune and does not a lot with it, and Baby Steps gets away just very slightly though. And look at the amount of camps that Coco has to farm with this Midas and Flak Cannon. They're all stacked at least 3 or 4 times, and that's just so much gold that's going to be going his way through this game.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just doing so well. If we look at net worth, he's 800 ahead of the Ricky. He is half his hand of Midas, which is absolutely huge. And look at using his ultimate now, he's going to get so much money. Venomants are actually getting a few of them, and that's not great because Jara needs every single little bit. This is a lot of farm here. Oh, the biggest of the jungle creeps, but look how close he's playing it. He almost died there from the huge amounts of stack, but it's getting him so much. He's just doing brilliantly.
Yeah, well, Venomancer can afford to have 1 or 2 last hits. You can't let him take everything away from the supports. They need some sort of money, and Coco obliges a little bit. Coco obliges a little bit and lets him have it. He's got enough farm, I think. He's sitting on 4,800 net worth. Ricky's just having something sent to him now. I wonder what it is. We're going to have to check the courier to find out. It's just his magic wand recipe. I think. So really not a lot of money on this Ricky. He's also got a pot coming, so he's going to pot up and try and get back in there and maybe take out the Queen of Pain, who actually gets caught by, oh my god, it's Byro, but Byro's just going to straight up die. There's the ulti from Queen of Pain. They get the kill, but Tommy round the back uses the Q. He has his ulti. Is he going to be able to use it? The smoke from Ricky, very slightly off. It looks like Harry's going to be able to blink away, and Tommy got the Q off, but Marco just couldn't get back in time. He tried to use his pot to get his HP back, but it really wasn't enough. But Gyro now 2,000 gold ahead of Ricky Maru.
I mean, my gosh, this Ricky pick, it's way too early to tell. I mean, 2,000 gold ahead is huge for Gyrocopter. This early on, 10 minutes in, and he's got a 2,000 gold lead. But we have no idea what's going to happen yet. Absolutely no idea. Ricky is doing a reasonably great time, considering Gyro is having a completely free lane, whereas Marco is actually having to compete with Iron Shell, and it does take a reasonable sacrifice of life.
Oh, Marco
in
looks
fact,
like he's
Harry
drop.
has come in. Harry came in with highlight and got the kill. Sorry for interrupting you there, JD. I didn't mean to.
No, it's okay. I was just going to say, that's what I was talking about, the aggressive whatsoever, and that's why he didn't go into the shop to pick his stuff up earlier, because he gets slightly out of position. Queen of Pain's going to jump on him and get the kill, and that's what we saw then. Queen of Pain easily picking up yet another kill, and she is absolutely dominating this game. 4-0-0. All of the kills that have happened in this game have come from Queen of Pain, have been Queen of Pain's kills. So she is really the one that's taking the game to MAC right now. And the Ricky pick, they haven't been able to counter her yet, but you've got to remember that Wisp still isn't level 6, and until Wisp will get level 6, the MAC strategy just isn't really going to come into fruition. So we really just have to wait till he gets it, and they can start running around the map, relocating, and really putting Jambo on the back foot.
Yeah, absolutely. And until then, Queen of Pain is just going to rule this. She's 2k net worth behind Jara, who previously was looking equal to him, but he's got his Ogre Club now. He's got a Ring of Achilles. He's doing so well. He's just going to be finishing his BKB so early. We can expect to see it on him, maybe in as little as 5 minutes, considering how well he's farming these jungle camps. I mean, look, every single one is being stacked by the Undying too.
He's almost certainly going to have it in a minute or two if he just clears all these camps. I mean, look at the amount of farm he's going to be getting off all these creeps that have bunched up now. That's absolutely unreal amounts of farm. He's sitting on 800, 900 gold now, where he was only on 500 just a second ago, and it's just those stacks that are doing it. He has flak cannon. He'll be clearing absolutely everything. And he's really having a very, very nice time. This is the problem with putting Gyrocopter on his own lane.
Yeah, absolutely. And
look at top though, look at top. Because Highlight getting caught out by Marco. Is he going to get the kill? Wisp actually gets the last hit. Harry now might get caught out. No, the blink is still miles off. Batrider's going to go for the dive. Does Harry have mana for the blink? He doesn't have the blink. They're going to pick up Harry. They get the kill. YOLO Swag Moneyboy trying to do something. There's really nothing he can do. Tommy Baller coming around the back, and a few nice kills for MAC, and that's what we were talking about. That's what they need to do. That Ricky Smoke really worked out very, very well then to shut down Darkseer so they could pick him off.
Absolutely, Ricky Morrow being an incredible counter to Darkseer, and the fact that he can just pop down that smoke and Darkseer's famous surge to help him get away.
Look at Venom.
Completely disabled.
Look at Venom, he's put down a sentry, and Ricky wants to go for him. Here comes the Wisp, relocate, they're going to go for the dive. Highlights come in as well. YOLO Swag goes. He tethers up with Ricky. Can Ricky survive another 5 seconds? It doesn't look like he can. Highlight actually gets the kill. Highlight's turning around a Baby Steps, but Baby Steps is going to be gone before he can do anything. But that's what we said. The Wisp is starting to work a little bit better for them. They did actually have the Wisp die then, but that's not the end of the world. The Wisp relocate seems to be doing its job quite nicely. They just need to get Ricky a little bit more farm.
Well, it's actually quite a problem. I mean, Ricky has died twice now where Gyrocopter isn't dying at all. And if we look at net worth, we can see it's having a huge effect. Now, Ricky Morrow is miles behind. He's actually half of the net worth that Gyrocopter is. So Gyrocopter just completely dominating. And look, he's got his Mithril Hammer. He's going to have a BKB by 15 minutes.
Yeah, almost certainly. These camps have been this camp's been stacked up for him, and then he can go to the other one, and he's having a very, very nice time. There's no denying it. He's really doing everything he needs to do to win this game for them, just to out-carry Ricky by the late game. But one thing we have to talk about is this Batrider. Batrider can still shut off Coco, and if he can get that smoke on top, if he can get that lasso on top of him after he's popped his BKB, it's going to be very big, because as soon as he comes back, the smoke's going to give him a massive miss chance, and that's what they're relying on right now. That's what they need. They need that Batrider to get his lassos perfectly.
Yeah, absolutely. But can we expect it? Is it possible that Gyrocopter could get a Monkey King Bar and just avoid that missing? Because obviously he needs to land every hit, and Flat Cannon, if he got that Monkey King Bar, would almost guarantee him a kill, guarantee him at least a kill on the support, surely.
Yeah.
Oh, but now
look at this.
Hostile come in, being relocated by Wisp, and Scream comes in as well for Queen of Pain, but is it enough? No, it's not. Gyrocopter manages to catch the double kill, so actually the Queen of Pain really did help, and Queen of Pain kicks off the Batrider, and now Batrider manages to grab the Gyrocopter because Ricky just came in and tried to help as much as possible, managed to at least pick off the Gyrocopter, but Queen of Pain just getting away, and Marco Nedic not being there fast enough. He's got a Blade of Alacrity now. He's got enough for another one. He better be buying that as fast as possible because he can quite easily be taken out. But
structures are fortified.
Yeah, well,
kind of an even trade there.
They thought they were going to be able to get they thought they would easily get Harry as soon as the Batrider pops that lasso on, but they just didn't have enough damage. The Firefly wasn't enough. All the damage they had, it was just nothing. She's picked up a point booster, so she does have a lot of HP, 1200. She's got strength treads and an Ogre Club waiting in the stash for even more HP and HP regen, so she's looking very difficult to kill. They can't shut her down. Now she looks like she's trying to find Tommy. She's not going to find Tommy there. She's going top. She wants, oh my god, it's Spyro. She has a haste. This is going to be an easy kill. 1 or 2 right clicks will do it now. And she has the haste. Is Baby Steps going to relocate? Doesn't have enough. Has a bottle though, so he can keep bottling up. But oh my god, it's Spyro might fall. Down he goes. Tommy Baller coming around the back. And Harry is just going to back off again. And this Queen of Pain showing how annoying she is and how good a hero Queen of Pain is, especially against this Batrider, just dominating this game, completely dominating.
Or 6 to 1, entirely dominating, and actually has as much net worth as the Gyrocopter is when you consider she's got 2,000 gold's worth at Starford Wizardry and Liquid Hub just in the stash, which doesn't get included.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's absolutely. Does it get included?
Stash items get included, yeah. It's the.
Oh,
it's
forgive me,
when
it's
they're
only
in
the courier.
Yeah.
Baby mistakes today, I swear. And Marconetic looking around for the kill on Harry. He could get it so easily. Just a blink and a smoke, and it would be his. Is he going to smoke first? Because
we have to wait.
To give the advantage.
Wisp has relocate. Here comes Wisp, and it looks like they're going to catch Harry, and that's what we're talking about with the Ricky counter. They get the kill. YOLO Matt Swag Moneyboy might get caught out as well because Hostel's just going to dive. He does get the lasso off, and YOLO Swag's going to die as well. Another kill goes to this Ricky who pops a smoke. He gets dusted, but then they're not going to be able to catch him. I mean, look at Tommy Baller coming around the back. Marco actually turns around. He wants highlight. He wants to get the kill. Do they have enough for him? Yes, they do. One right click. Another kill goes to Ricky. Grimson now trying to back off. Is Ricky going to turn around? He does. He has blink. He has smoke. There he goes. Another kill. A 4-for-0. Just what they needed. And Ricky, involved in all of it, now has his diffusal blade.
And this is the big turning point. This is where you have to think, my god, poor Gyrocopter, he's in trouble now. Although he's got his BKB, and he's got a morbid mask, actually. We could be seeing him going for a Helm of the Dominator, very likely, so that he'll be getting a Satanic later in the game, and that will be huge. But Ricky Maru, if Gyrocopter doesn't get any kind of Monkey King bar, he's going to have such a nightmare in the smoke screen. And it's already level 3. Ricky leveling up so nicely, and he just keeps on going. He just keeps on getting better and better. He's got that diffusal blade recipe. It'll be coming to him now, surely. Actually, Axe is just going to use the courier first, cheeky sausage. But once that's done, he's going to have his diffusal blade, and heaven forbid for all of poor Jambo, who are going to have an absolute nightmare trying to deal with him.
Well, they're going to have to play very, very defensively because Marco catches you out of a smoke when he has a diffusal blade and you're dead because he just purges you while you're in it. You move so slowly. I think you have about 70% move slow when you combine it with the smoke. And it's just a free kill for him because you try to run away. If you don't run away, you turn around and try to attack him. But you have a 60% miss rate. And you just cannot touch Ricky if he gets a diffusal blade and he catches you out of position because they don't have sentries up and they don't have a gem, so he's so far gone uncountered. And this is the sort of thing that we see Rickies do all the time in pubs. They've bought dusts, they have sentries on them now just in case they need them, but still no gem. And Ricky can really rule this game if he decides he's got the diffusal blade now. If he decides to go for it, he's going to rule the game quite easily.
Well, it's just interesting to see that the only people putting down sentry wards are MAC.
Watch out, because Marco hanging around and Wisp is there. They're going to go for Jambo. He pops the BKB, and he's going to be absolutely destroying the Wisp. Oh my god, his Spyro comes around the back. Grimson is going to almost fall. Oh, but he pops the Flesh Golem for the extra health when he needs it. The Wisp is coming back to the point. They're all hanging around. They know he's coming back. They know it's an easy kill. As soon as he's here, a few right clicks. Queen of Pain gets a double kill. And that did not go well at all. He tried to smoke and then the BKB, and we saw how powerful it was.
Yeah, absolutely. That was just a complete turnaround. But fortunately for them, Ricky survived, and that is what matters, because Ricky can now just kind of come around, get a little bit more farm at least while they're gone. And you know, at least it wasn't just the Ricky, because they can't afford for Ricky to die again. He's died twice now, but he's got 2 kills. He is neutral. That's not so bad, but it looks like MAC is just going to have to give up this tier 1 mid. They can't really afford to take it. And again, that early push that we were talking about hasn't come through quite so strongly, but it was tier 1's got. So you have to say, they are doing reasonably well. They're doing a lot better than MAC for push, who have not taken a single tower. And that's going to give them a bit of map control that MAC don't have. And really want.
Harry!
Look at that.
Round
Instant
the
kill
back.
from Harry.
Round the back, just using the ulti while in Viz to get the kill, and then just buggering off, really. Has a scepter, can afford to. The ulti does so much damage, 530 at this level. That just one-shots these supports if they're on just a little bit of HP. I mean, Wisp only has 750 altogether, HP-wise. So he would just get absolutely destroyed. But here comes the relocate on YOLO Swag. They're going to get a kill, and that's what we're talking about. Nice play, the gank. and they're going to need to keep doing that if they're going to get back into this game, and they need to get Marco farmed, and it looks like he's doing okay for himself now. He's got a lot more net worth than he used to, but he's still miles behind Gyrocopter.
Yeah, absolutely, and that is a massive problem, but he is farming nicely, and you know, if we look at net worth, we can see 5k behind, a huge amount. The Gyrocopter only falling once, but if he falls again, that could be enough of a gap to at least bridge it up so Ricky can really go for it. And he is the first hardest farmed hero in MAC, and he's the third spot for farm, so he has the potential to do it. But Harry, a little bit further ahead than him, and Gyrocopter much further ahead, doing so well. Got his BKB, he's got Helm of the Dominator now, and he's picked up a Demon Edge, selling his Ring of Aquila, so he will be going for a Monkey King Bar, and heaven forbid for poor MAC, because once he gets that, it'll be practically impossible for them to shut him down without Batrider's ultimate.
Yeah, it looks like they're all going for Tommy at top. They're not going to be able to get him, so Coco just continues to farm the creeps. And so does Ricky at bottom. It looks like he might be buying a TP. He does buy a TP, and he wants to go up. He's looking to build up his Yasha and finish that as quickly as possible. Then he'll be making his Sanjin, making that Sanjin Yasha just to keep them in the smoke as long as possible, because that is the thing that's going to determine this game, whether Ricky can keep them in the smoke or whether Ricky gets caught out and dies before anything happens, because he can have a massive effect on the game. He's just got to be very sneaky and work very well. They're pinging Ricky. I think they want either Ricky to come up to them, or actually no, sorry, it was Venomance that was pinging Ricky.
Yeah, absolutely. And where is Ricky? He's down on bottom all by himself. You have no wonder why they're thinking he's in within tower range. YOLO Swag is around, Moneyboy is around just on his own. There's no way he could take on Ricky Maru. So
they're going for the push at top. They know they can go for the push because Ricky isn't there. They're just going to take the tower very easily. All of MAC back off. Baby Steps has to relocate though if he wants to try and jump into the middle of them with Axe. Is he going to? Axe goes in with the Blink Dagger, tries it, but nice blink away by Harry. The Darkseer wall does a lot of damage. So does Coco, really destroying them all. They get another kill. Marco's hanging around. He can't even kill Harry. You see how little damage he has. Now he's smoked. He is almost certainly going to die. He's not going to be able to catch up Harry with the amount of blinks. He purges himself and he's just going to back off. But nice engagement by by Jambo, doing exactly what they needed. But Highlight's got to be careful because Ricky's still there. There's the defusal. Gets another kill. Backs off. Just what Ricky needs to do. Now finished his Yasha.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course he can completely avoid that homing missile.
He wants
is
Coco.
So determined.
In
is he going to get
Wisp.
Coco? His blood, yes. The Wisp has come in. He's going to catch him, surely. There we go. The Blink Strike gets him, and Harry is around. Is Marco going to go even further? He looks daring enough with Wisp. His potential has the potential to catch him, but
no.
Relocated, and how gutted must he feel?
He's now making up his BKB. He's got his, Sanjin Yasha, sorry. He's got his Ogre Club and he's got his Yasha. So he'll be looking to finish that within a minute or two. Just what they need. Marco to start getting those items, start snowballing, because we know how hard Ricky can snowball if he starts getting a few kills. He really does get out of control. And you saw him then soloing Coco when Coco didn't have the BKB. When Wisp dived back in with that tether and the overcharge, and it was absolutely insane amounts of damage, and that's what they need to do. They need to pick him off while he doesn't have the BKB, hope he wastes it, and then get a very easy kill on him.
Well, it's exactly as you said, JD. You know, Ricky catching you with a smoke and a diffuser blade, you're dead. It doesn't matter who you are, how farmed you are, Ricky's going to be able to kill you, and that is the advantage that they're taking fully on them. And it's just going so well now. Ricky is properly catching up. He used to be 5k behind. Now he's about 4k behind. So he's caught up by a k. It's a huge amount considering. And Gyrocopter has to die for that time. Ricky just keeps on getting kills, keeps on getting farm, exactly doing what he needs. And his attack animation is so sickly fast. He attacks every 0.62 seconds. It's so easy for him to get farm.
Yep, and he's almost finished his Sanjin Yasha as soon as he wants to pick it up. He just needs to clear this wave, I think, and he'll have it. And it looks like all of Jambo are just hanging around at bottom. I'm not entirely sure why. I mean, Coco's not getting any farm while this is going on. I think he just needs to get back into the jungle while nothing's happening. Just farm up, because that's what the Ricky's doing. And Ricky's catching him. Ricky doesn't... The thing is, Ricky doesn't need as much farm as a Gyrocopter does to be particularly effective. As long as Gyro doesn't have that BKB up, then Ricky's just going to be so much better than him in a fight. He's going to impact it so much more with that smoke, and I think that's the thing that MAC are relying on. And so far, once the fights have turned around, it's worked because they've been able to pick off the gyro very easily because of Ricky. But if we check Queen of Pain, oh, she's not. She's got BKB. She's not going 4-star. They have a sentry. They can see Marco. He's going to die. Marco gets dropped. Wisp teleports in almost for no reason. So he looks like he's going to die. But no, Hostile round the back manages to let him tether, and they get away.
Yeah, absolutely, but that is why Ricky has to be careful. He can't just go by himself. One sentry ward, and he's entirely just ruined by Jambo. You saw there exactly what happened. It was just death. Maybe if he put down a smoke screen, if he was already facing that way, he could have escaped. But no, just total death for him.
Yeah, that was really nice play actually by Jambo. They let him push into the sentry ward, and as soon as he was there, they just dived onto him, and a very easy kill for them. Ricky maybe getting a little bit too aggressive, and he probably should just stick to the jungle now and farm it up just so that he can be a little bit safer and make sure they can't just jump on him like that, like they did before. Of course, it's very easy to counter a Ricky's invis, so he's just got to play it as if he was a normal carry with no escape, which most of the time is very difficult, especially when you're so far behind on farm like he is. I mean, look at Queen of Pain and Gyrocopter, really very farmed compared to him.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's the problem. Gyrocopter now has his monkey king bar, so Ricky's smoke is going to have absolutely nothing on him, and that's the problem. He's got a double damage now, so he's actually going to be picking up Roshan.
They know they're at
Rosh. He's going to drop anything. Maybe a Town Quarter Scroll. Are they going to do anything? The Wisp kind of spirits are just going through, but Wisp actually going a bit too close, kind of risking it. There goes Tommy Baller blinking in and getting Coco, trying to pop the blade mail, but it's not enough. Meanwhile, Harry getting the kill on Batrider. Oh my god, it's Byron managing to steal Decay, but it's not the best spell. He tried to get the Flesh Golem, couldn't quite manage it. And now Jambo just going to be getting right back into
free Roshan. They've got a free Roshan just because of a little bit of a funny dive. Actually, the Wisp led the way, and you never want a Wisp leading the way. You really want the way to be led by Batrider. And I'm surprised, once the Wisp knew they were in there, he didn't just tether to Batrider and just send him in and disable Coco immediately while the rest of the team dived in as well, and just drag Coco to the high ground where we can't impact the fight and then go from there, because he really did absolutely destroy Axe. But then again, saying that, the Queen of Pain destroyed the rest of the team with that big ult and the BKB. So Jambo just attacking from so many angles, and MAC are looking on the ropes. The Ricky pick not working exactly how they wanted, especially since the Gyro's just picked up an MKB and a BKB, all of the King bars, and there's nothing Ricky can do about it.
Yeah, absolutely, and those two King bars together are really doing a heck of a lot. Ricky is completely stuck by it. It completely cancels out pretty much everything to do with the smoke anyway. But obviously Coco doesn't really have to worry, being a ranged hero, about the smoke at all anymore. He can just turn around and still do everything, and flat cannon means that anyone around will just die. So it's really looking in Jambo's favour, and they do have 10 kills ahead. If we look at experience, we can see that they have a huge advantage, about 10.5k in experience, and in gold 14k, but everything's about to happen now. Here we go.
They're just diving into the base, and Gyrocopter's flat cannon is absolutely destroying these supports. So much damage. Marco tries to get on him, but it looks like Gyro is going to escape. The telekinesis actually takes him out. Gyro does fall. Is Marco going to be able to survive? No. Up comes Gyro again because he did have the Aegis. Tommy's going to die, almost certainly. A few more right clicks will do it. One more right click will do it at this stage. Here it comes from Coco. There's the kill. Marco buys back. There's absolutely nothing he can do. Down go a Rax, almost certainly. Jambo take the first Rax of the game. Marco just hanging around. He really wants to try and kill Grimson, and if he smokes him, Grimson is dead. Up goes the smoke. There's the defusal. 3 shots him. Gyro takes the tower though, and Harry is hanging around, so there's really not much they can do about it. Rubik tries a big steal, actually gets the scream, so that's pretty important. Ricky hanging around. Neither of them have BKB if he wants to pop it, although Jambo does still have BKB. Coco still has it. They can't see Marco now. He just picks off the Wisp again, and now they're going to go for the racks. Very, very easy for them. And this Ricky's not going to be able to do anything against this Gyro now that he has an MKB. It's almost impossible for him.
Absolutely, very lucky not to be killed by the screen there. Very, very close. They can't stop the racks, and actually no, MAC are calling it, and very right for them to call it now. They couldn't help it. Ricky just got out carried.
Yeah, this Gyro, the power of Gyrocopter all the time, just being so good, out-farming everyone. He picked up a very, very early hand of Midas, seeing that he was on the lane on his own. He's going to be picking up a Rapier now, probably, because everybody's left, just to make it look like he had one from the start. No, actually, he does pick up a Reaver, so he's going to do it properly, regardless, and Baby Steps has a shout out for us, so hello to Baby Steps. Thank you for playing, and thank you everybody at home for watching. This has been a very good game with some interesting picks, but the Ricky just didn't work out as you expected it to. But it was a close game. At any point, it did look like either team could win. I mean, MAC had a massive resurgence in the mid game, but the Gyrocopter just completely out carried this Ricky.
Yeah, absolutely, and of course, the match is over now, so I guess maybe we'll see it to the end, considering, but just complete domination. Unfortunately, this Gyrocopter farming so well, you have to give it to his supports. I mean, you have to say, Venomancer and Undying stacking those camps just gave Gyrocopter so much farm. Yeah. He was able to farm a phenomenal amount. I mean, he's got 3.8k in the bank now. He did so well through this.
Yeah, and that is what happens when you're that is what happens when you make these odd picks like Ricky Maru. You really need to get the strategy dead on to be able to use him. They just didn't quite do it. The Axe pick didn't work whatsoever. They needed someone to at least attempt to shut down Coco's farm, because it was just absolutely insane, and they must have knew that Ricky couldn't handle this Gyrocopter late game if Gyro was just allowed free farm on a lane on his own, and they must just not have accounted for it, because it just did not work out whatsoever. The Axe didn't just didn't affect the game.
Well, the problem was that it would have been effective, but Axe missed.